Welcome to FNM TV. This episode will be brought to you by myself, Patrick Holland, and not my co-host, JT. JT can't make it for this session, so to kind of bring things up to speed, I'm going to be taking over myself right now. We have round 4, game 1, Equiptis versus Tempered Steel. We got Charlie versus Mac McLaren. I'm going to start this off nothing. One would hope when you're playing a new game. So starting off, this is Equiptis, a deck that Charlie's been piloting. A lot of you guys in the comment sections really like this deck, so hopefully we can tell you a little bit more about this as we go. Although this is definitely really getting affected by the ban list that just came out. If you guys don't know about it, which I hope that you guys would, Jace and Stoneforge have been banned from Standard. So it kind of changes Charlie's deck up a bit, being able to search out his equipment. So as the game starts, we've had Charlie turn 1 played his Plains and a Mox Opal. He's going to play another Plains and search out his Stoneforge. Mac's first turn, he ended up dropping an Ornithopter and a Signal Pest, both getting through for some damage. Ornithopter will hit up for 1 next turn. But right now, Mac has to really pay attention to that Stoneforge. With him running black, he should be running some cheap removal. I know the deck is very contingent on getting his stuff, but instead of Dispatch, which he does have right here, he needs to be able to drop another one to get that active. Otherwise, he should be able to use a Doomblade. So right now, he's going to get in for 1 and bring out that Steel Overseer. The card which I actually hope gets reprinted in M12. I don't think it was around long enough for it to matter in this session. It should get another showing, at least in my opinion, but we'll see how that ends up coming out. So Mac's going to be able to untap, draw for his turn. Looks like he drew into another Memnite to play. Looking in at this, plays his Marsh Flats. Life not really a huge issue right now, although he is staring down equipment being flashed in by that Stoneforge. Right now his Dispatch isn't going to do anything if that is indeed what I saw. He does have Tempered Steel though. I believe that front card is a Dispatch. I could be wrong. But he does have Tempered Steel in hand, which sets it off very nicely for what he wants to do. And a Memnite. Memnite he doesn't have to worry about really playing very much. And then he'll lead with another Overseer and a Memnite. Sending that Signal Pest and an Ornithopter. They're both going to get in there for damage. So he'll go down to 18. No block. Not that he can. Charlie's a Tech Edge up, but he cannot activate due to the 3 lands for Mac. So it's going to take a couple extra damage with all these dice that Mac seems to just keep rolling out. Steel Overseers, the left unchecked, are going to be so ridiculous. And this is actually really going to open up the board for, open up deck space for mass removal again now that Stoneforge and Jace are getting banned. Stoneforge, you really didn't need mass removal, you needed more targeted removal. Mass removal didn't really do a whole lot, especially if you were in aggro strategy with white and just found its way out. With this now, you have a lot more opportunity to run mass removal because more of the decks are now going to go aggro. Red's going to come back up there. I mean, you can still run big red, but we'll see on all of this. It's going to be a wide open meta for a little bit. I think the main decks will end up being black, blue, Tezzeret, or Esperet. Sorry, had to cancel that really quickly. So as I was saying, the big decks are probably going to end up being mono red aggro and, you know, Esperet, Valakut, black blue control. There's probably going to be a good amount of deck variety out there now that, at least in the very beginning. And Splinter Twin, Exarch Twin, can't forget that. With the big champion Cobblade being eliminated. Field will probably be wide open, especially with a lot of rogue decks showing up just to be able to make a splash. Looks like right now Charlie's facing down quite a bit of a field, and if Mac does indeed actually have that dispatch in hand, that token isn't making it very far. He flashes in Sword of Vengeance. Card not seen very often. With Metalcraft, he's going to play Pure Steel and equip it on over. Tapping that Mox Opal for a white. Now, it already had Vigilance, but it does now gain, I believe, First Strike, Trample, and a lot of other fun little goodies. Basically, it becomes an Acroma for the most part. Max staring down, adding some stuff up. If he wants to debate blocking, it looks like it's only going to be 6 damage for the moment. Unless there's something else on board I'm not aware of. He's going to crack it. I'm going to go look for that Plains, probably, and end up dispatching it. Oh, shuffle it up. And there is that dispatch. I had a feeling it was. Now next turn, Max should probably end up going and drop that Tempered Steel and just end this. Yeah, it seems like that's probably going to do it. That's a lot of damage on board. Those Memnites right now are 2/2s, I believe. Signal Pass is going to end up getting in for damage. Ornithopter already has been, but this will be a lot more damage coming in through now with those Steel Overseers sitting there. What Mac really could have probably used is a Vault Scourge to end up helping him gain back that life he's going to end up losing from Pure Steels and whatever else he's going to drop these next few turns. But those Steel Overseers doing lots and lots of work, putting damage up and making sure it stays there. So it's a 2/2 plus that. So you're going to have Tempered Steel affecting this board, coming in with, looks like 3/5 in the air from the Ornithopter, and then I think another 5 with the, or 6 and 6, so that's 12, I believe, for just those guys. I'm going to leave that Memnite up to block. Oh, not even. He had an Ornithopter in hand. That First Strike is doing a lot, but next turn, you can't profitably block that. It'll end up either trading or end up being a washout. Because right now that Memnite's already a 4/4, it'll become a 6/6. Right now, nope, actually, because the Pure Steel is now, it's a 2/2 equipped, not a 0/0. And those Stoneforges just showing why they got banned. This is, I believe, a week when before the Stoneforge announcement, Stoneforge and Jace announcement. The next week that I'm going to be solo casting will be the first week that we knew about it, as far as I'm aware of. And then the following week will be purely Stoneforge free, which I am very excited about. Even though you guys saw me pilot Cobblade a little bit, I'm not entirely. I could care less about Stoneforge getting banned, in my opinion. I think that was the right move. I don't see how it didn't get banned, but I really, really care about Jace getting banned. Not just because he was in all my decks and stuff, not because of the price point, not because of anything else. I just generally like the card as it was. Yes, it can win you the game by itself, but you can say that about just about any Planeswalker that's out there, with the exception of a couple bad ones, like to be perfectly honest, you know, Koth wins you games by himself, for that matter. You make a mountain, you swing for damage, then eventually you get his ultimate and your mountains kill. Oh, the mountains killed. No, it was Koth's emblem. Koth ended up winning you that game. Koth is going to be the next big planeswalker out there. Koth and Tezzeret. They both end up creating lots of advantage. Tezzeret actually searches through your deck, so that might be a little extra key for that. However, I really think it's really going to depend on if Steel Overseer stays around for the deck type that I think it's going to be. You can substitute them out and put in Etched Champions, which actually makes a really good substitution, because now they have protection from everything, but it doesn't boost up the rest of your guys. You have to play the deck a little bit differently, a little bit less aggressive, but a little bit more controlled. So it'll open up another card slots for what you want to do with the deck. Charlie has one heck of a field right now. So double Steel Overseer, moving those counters all the way up. You can really only profitably get in with those guys, so... Charlie's down to single digits, but it doesn't really matter as long as he gets to attack, simply because he has life gain because of the Batter Skull, which didn't get banned. However, its price is going to drop from standard. It'll stay decently high because of legacy. And I think this is probably going to end up being the game right here. Charlie just going crazy with double Argentum armor. Short 2 permanents a swing, and yeah, just pick it up. That's game. Mac put up a valiant fight with his aggro assault, but you really can't do very much with that life gain getting in there. Showing you pretty much why Stoneforged is getting banned. Well, that is the end of round 4, game 1. I'll bring you back with Charlie vs. Mac, Equiptis vs. Tempered Steel in game 2. Please follow along, and subscribe. Like to hear anything more you have to say about these. You guys are catching actually a lot of the mistakes that were made in these games, and that's helping out a lot with the players, and a little bit of their deck building. So anything you guys can say about it, we'd really love to hear about.